that expression, out of sight, out of mind? That might be something for the native English speakers, but it's an expression that we often use to say, there's a problem, but if it's not directly in our line of sight, well, it's forgotten. And that is why these topics on impact investing are so important. Let me share with you some statistics. So we know that plastic pollution is a catastrophe, but do we know how many millions of tons of plastic enter our oceans every year? Any guesses? How many millions of tons of plastic go into our oceans every year? Estimates are 11 million. 11 million tons. And millions of people are still starving. But what if these two crises actually could solve each other? Dare to innovate? I think that's one of them. So this is actually not just idealism. This is something that our next speaker is actually putting into practice. So I remind you at the start when I said from Brené Brown, you can choose courage or you can choose comfort. You cannot choose both. And the most powerful communication doesn't come from what is easy to say, it comes from what is necessary. So tonight I want to introduce you to a man who consistently chooses courage over comfort. In 2018, he witnessed poverty and pollution colliding in Nicaragua, and he refused to look away. He built a solution that tackles both and is scaling it globally. So let's give a warm welcome to Khalil Radi, who is the co-CEO and co-founder of Buy Food with Plastic. He is also named one of the 30 under 30 by Forbes. Let's give him a warm welcome.
Good evening. How do you feel? Guys, come on, stand up, please. Stand up. So when I ask you, how do you feel, you say great as loud as you can and you clap in your hands, okay? Let's go. How do you feel? Great. 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 I'm super happy that you're feeling great. All right. My name is Khalil. I'm the initiator and co-founder of Buy Food with Plastic. At Buy Food with Plastic, we enable people in extreme poverty in Nicaragua, Ghana, and India to exchange plastic for a hot meal, income, or other basic necessities. My goal tonight for my speech is to show you that there is a business case behind it. With entrepreneurship, we can make a difference. We started in 2018, and we developed 6 programs. You see on the left our charity programs, and on the right, entrepreneurship. We figured if we want to fight extreme poverty and plastic pollution, we have to promote entrepreneurship to make it real sustainable. So far, we enabled 99,000 meals and 3.6 million plastic bottles and bags were recycled thanks to us. If you want to go fast, you go alone. And if you want to go far, you go together. That's why we team up with our partners. As already mentioned, my co-founder, Anna, and me were listed on the Forbes 30 under 30 list in Europe last year, and this really helps us to scale our impact right now. Well, this guy, that's actually me, 10 years ago, sleeping in a kitchen. Why am I showing you this picture? Well, I was and I'm still a very curious individual, I would say, and I just grew up with my mom. So resources were always low, and I had to learn from a young age to create more value with little things. Back then I was a banker, And my dream was to travel the world and study full time. But my salary was not enough. So I figured actually the mattress fits perfectly into my kitchen and I have still a bedroom to rent out. So this is basically what I did. I rented out my bedroom on Airbnb and made it happen. I traveled the world, and you remember the guy in the kitchen? That's me. I studied international management, and this guy actually made it into the top 10% of graduates. I've seen beautiful places during my travels. Nice waves, good parties, beautiful views, and I've seen waste. I've met Luis in Nicaragua. He told me, nobody comes, nobody picks it up, it annoys me, so I burn it. Or it ends up in landfills. I took this picture 2 weeks ago in Ghana. This is just 15 minutes away from the previous one. What do you think, guys? How much plastic is produced every year? I give you a hint, it's in millions. Millions of tons. What do you think? You can just shout it in. 20,000 million of tons. Okay, what else do we have? 500. Very good. 400 million tons of plastic every year, and only 9% gets recycled. I've also seen poverty during my travels. These are our pictures. Poverty and pollution. People in the slums of Mumbai. I've seen extreme poverty with my own eyes. I actually would say extreme poverty looked into my eyes. What do you think? How many people still live in extreme poverty below $2.15? How many millions? 500 million? All right. 700 million people still live in extreme poverty. So I've looked at this situation. How can it be today still this huge problem? And what could I do as an individual to make a difference? You remember the guy from the kitchen? Still remained curious and started to research, hey, could we maybe turn this problem into an opportunity? Because most of the time where we have these huge landfills, we also have a lot of people in extreme poverty. So I researched, and then I figured, wow, there is the great ocean cleanup or beach cleanups where people go on the beach and collect all the waste, and I was motivated to see that. But then when I digged deeper, I came to the conclusion that it's a complete nonsense. It's actually the most stupid thing that we can do, and it's a waste of resources. How can I say that? Okay, imagine, guys, you're coming home tonight. That's you. That's you on the screen. You forgot to turn off the sink. What's your first step to solve the problem? Turn off the water. Yes, exactly. Turn off the water and then you clean it up. So doing beach cleanups would actually be exactly the same if you would go to your window with a little coffee spoon trying to solve the problem. It doesn't matter how fast you are. You will never get more water out than you get in. Of course, the best would be the Pepsi, Cola, and all of them would stop producing plastic, right? I called them, they don't listen. So I remembered my conversation with Luis. And I've realized, okay, we all consume these bottles, right? And when it's over, we throw it. 2.7 billion still don't have access to waste management like Luis. So they just burn it, they throw it. That's why if we really want to make sure no plastic ends up in nature, we have to collaborate with the community. To show you an example, Ocean Cleanup, 51 million donations, 8 tons of plastic they got out within 8 years. Biofree plastic, $4,500, 10 tons we were able to prevent in ending up in nature in only 5 months. And at the same time, we've increased the income for 1,400 people because we work straight with the communities together, as you can see in the back of the picture. Wow, thank you. I haven't planned that. So thank you. So, impact investing. I will bring you now an example that we're working on right now. Just to show you where the case is. Right now, this is real data. Today, we are buying for 7 cents 1 kilo of plastic straight from the local citizens. We're able to sell it for 24 cents, so there is a margin. We can combine these problems and bring value. This is our current facility we have in Ghana. I took this picture also 2 weeks ago, and we've reached full capacity. We get calls every day, hey, please come to our village, we have so much plastic, but we don't have space. So this is our vision for 2026. And right now I would like to show you a 10-year impact investment real opportunity. So we need an upfront investment of 860,000, 150 we've already raised, and then 10 million in OPEX, in operational costs. Then when we look at the revenue, we have 14.2 million in revenue by compacting the plastic. 2.8 million would be the net profit, resulting in an ROI over 300% and an IRR over 30%, very competitive. At the same time, we have impact. 24,000 tons of plastic, which is calculated conservatively, 36,000 tons of CO2 saved. We create 40 to 50 jobs. We impact 400,000 people in the region, and we would get 2% of the entire plastic bottle market in Ghana. So if you feel like, wow, I really want to be part of that, please join me after the speech. I'm here for you. If it is an investment, it starts at 150. Donations, it can start from every single rappe counts. And before we run to the Q&A section, I would like to ask you something. Do you maybe have a phone? If yes, please take it out and open your camera. That would be amazing. It doesn't cost anything, but it will help so many people. So I see the phones out. Thank you so much. So if you like, please take a picture, share it with one friend, share it with thousands of friends on social media. Just spreading the word already helps us tremendously. And if you feel like, wow, I really want to do something good tonight and be a good person, with only 70 cents, we can prevent 10 kilos from entering Mother Nature and provide income straight to the people in Ghana. So on the left, one-off impact, 70 cents, and you make a tremendous impact. I will do it also. And if you want to be a great, great person, become a member of our organization long-term, and let's have impact and let's change the world together. I will also do it right now so that we all have enough time. Wow, so exciting. 9 Swiss francs already came in. Thank you, Benjamin, for your donation. Just seen it. Highly appreciate it. And yeah, feel free to share the link during the night. Let's get to 10,000 kilos tonight. Well, that's basically been from my side. Do you have any questions?
I have a question, and I encourage you in the audience also to submit your questions by scanning this Q&A. But the first thing that struck me listening to this was your solution is so simple. Why hasn't it been done before?
I think we had to come to do it. It's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
What I can see when we try to raise funds on grants and so on, they always say it needs to be innovative, it needs to have a lot of technology behind. Like what I can feel from the global north is that they always want to solve the problem with technology. But in the regions in the global south, there is none. You have to bring solutions that are very easy to implement.
Yeah, the thing that struck me the most was the contrast between the figure you had on one side with the ship and how much it costs, and then what you were doing, which elicited many of us to cheer, because that's just so impressive. A question's coming in. Where do you receive most donations?
From where?
Yeah.
Switzerland and then Germany.
Okay, and who in particular? Individuals, companies?
Foundations, then companies and private people, and now also governmental funds have been coming in.
Mm-hmm. Why 150K minimum investment?
Because the setup is quite time intensive. I mean, of course, if somebody's really interested but can't give 150, there are ways to find solutions.
Mm-hmm. What else have we got? We've got a few more coming in. What are the ways to promote buy with food in Ghana, or I guess more largely other countries aside from your biggest donors in Switzerland and Germany? Is there interest in promoting it in the other countries where you work?
Sorry, could you repeat?
Yeah, so what are the ways to promote buy food with plastic in Ghana, they've named in particular?
It depends on how you define promote, but yeah, spread the word, connect us, be vocal about it. That is how we can grow in Ghana. And compared to India and Nicaragua, I've just came back from Ghana. Ghana is the most open country to do this type of work. So it's very welcoming, and we're very motivated there.
What else have we got? Anyone else? Feel free to submit your questions. What is happening with the collected plastic?
Yes. So what we do is we sort it by color. Then depending on the country, we either shred it or we bale it. And then we sell it to bottle companies. That means you bring the plastic, they get it, and they produce new plastic bottles out of it. And the facility you've seen in Ghana right now, what we've seen in Ghana, the schools like 2 million school desks. And we figured out we can turn the plastic into school desks. So we'll also have our own in-house upcycling.
Very impressive. Let's give a huge round of applause to Khalil. Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you, guys. Have a great evening and good business.
Thank you.